Hi, everybody. Welcome to the system. Today we're here with Maria Bandres, a graduate student. Hi, Maria. How are you today?
Hi, doing good. I live in the Midwest, so right now it's a little cold here.
I could imagine. Here in Florida, it's really warm. So,
Oh, I miss it.
could you please give us a brief introduction as to who you are and your field of study, where you grew up, etc.?
Uh, sure thing. So I'm originally from Venezuela. I moved here about 5 years ago, right after I finished my college education. My undergrad degree is materials engineering, and then I would say about 2 years after I moved to the States, I started my PhD at FIU. And then I started in one area and then I switched completely
Yeah.
um, because that's how life goes sometimes. And then I found myself someone with a background in polymers, working in neuroscience and neurophysiology.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so my PhD is biomedical engineering. And then when after 2 years, 2 years in my PhD, my boss found a job at Washington University in St. Louis, so we moved here. And I've been here for about a year and a half now.
Wow, that sounds incredible. I love how you said that you had like various interests at first, and it was really hard to pinpoint your one career goal. So, going off of that, what is your ultimate career goal as a woman in STEM? Like, what do you aspire to be ultimately?
I, for now, because that can change,
Yes,
uh,
right now.
I want to, yes, right. I want to stay in academia. I would like to be a principal investigator, but I also want to do public policy
Okay.
because eventually I want to also do women's health,
Yeah.
mostly like a neurophysiology based on the on women's bodies. And I hope that my science can help to shape a little bit of the policy through science and facts.
Yeah. That sounds really interesting. I haven't really heard much about that field before, so that was super intriguing. Do you remember
Mm-hmm.
a certain moment in your life where that motivated you to pursue a career in STEM? And like, why do you want to pursue a career in STEM?
When I was a kid, I thought I wanted to be a scientist. And
Yeah.
for some reason, I thought that the only way that you could do science was something like the NASA or genetics. And
Yes.
then I went, I don't know why. And then I grew up, went to a mostly like technical school, and I was going to be an engineer. But then at the end, I realized that since I am from Venezuela, we don't like the whole point of doing research is not very common there. But then by the end of my undergrad career, I learned about research and doing a PhD and how you can become an investigator and a professor. And then that's, I realized that that's what I wanted to do.
Okay. That sounds really cool. And
I,
yeah,
I would say it's quite simple. I just realized that I wanted to be paid for learning and yeah, just for learning new things. And that's
yes,
basically
I
science.
definitely understand what you mean. Like a lot of the times, like me myself, I always ask myself, like, and tell myself, wow, I wish I could get paid to keep learning, like forever, and
Mm-hmm.
like have that as a career. So that was super motivating to hear. What has been one of your coolest experiences as a woman in STEM? Maybe in the research lab, maybe in a class.
I would say I was thinking about that, and I work in neurorehabilitation after spinal cord injury, and I got the chance to interact with people with a spinal cord injury,
Yeah,
and it was fascinating because in my lab I work with rats, and then it was actually talking to the people that hopefully my science is gonna help, and just learning how the day to day is. That connection between people and science was incredible.
yes. Um, what is now gearing towards the actual experience as a woman? What has been your experience as a woman in STEM? Have you experienced any discrimination? Have you noticed that, like less women in your classes? or has it been a generally positive experience?
My area is more like positive and friendly towards women.
Yes.
And if you go to, I'm also involved in in physical therapy,
Yes.
and that area is like very female. But like if you look at both the CME department of FIU and the current department of CME where I'm part of, you have a chair that is a woman, like a fantastic, extremely talented woman. But then when you see the faculty, it's mostly male.
Right.
And they have women, like they do. It's just when you see like the whole list of names, you realize that who actually gets to be the principal investigator, those are usually males.
Right.
And uh, I'm just always wondering like what happens in the middle, like from all the females that I have as PhD students, mates, what happens that do they reach that level? It's kind of a scary in that sense
Yeah.
also.
But I know you want to break that barrier for sure. You want to be a woman PI, and I think
Yeah.
a lot of our viewers here might also want to be a woman PI one day.
And they can
Yeah.
definitely.
Yes, and that's another thing. Just realizing that there's people like you out there that are really like heading towards that goal, and knowing that it's possible, and just telling ourselves that we can do this. I think that's really inspiring to anyone like watching this.
I agree.
Yes. And finally, to end this, do you have any advice for female undergraduate students who want to pursue a PhD program, who want to become a female PI one day?
Information is power. I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but when it comes to grad school in academia, the amount of like details with applications, jobs, grad schools, like it's just so much information. And I would say take your time just to learn, talk to grad students, get to see if that's actually something you want.
Okay.
If that's something that's gonna fulfill your career goals or not. Can you achieve those goals with and take a decent path? And mentors. Always find great mentors.
I definitely
People,
agree with that. Yeah.
yeah,
Did
people
you
who
want to
don't
add
advocate
anything
for you.
else?
Don't be afraid of changes in your career.
Yes.
Embrace them and let them be and find your way.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so much.
participating. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.